Welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay, let's start with a balancing pose because balancing poses really help us to get present. Let me pin this for you. To get into our bodies, come to the present moment. So you can always use a wall, hold on sideways, but we're gonna start by, again, hold on to a chair. We're gonna bring the right foot up, all as high as it will go. In front of the groin, as high as it will go. You can always have your foot down at the ankle if needed, just never on the knee. And what's great is you're putting it in front of the groin, and then that heel is helping to release that groin backwards towards the wall behind you. So we want still that internal rotation, outer hip rolling towards the front of the thigh, front thigh rolling towards the inner groin rolling towards the back thigh. And you can literally use your foot as a prop to get this steel cable back. So see how I'm putting the foot in front and then it's releasing the groin backwards. So that's gonna get deep into the pelvis, deep into the hip. Good. And then you're gonna lift that inner arch of your standing foot up towards the ceiling. And then we want to build our stabilizers. So I know some of us are working on our knee strength, stability, our joint support. So you're going to actually find that through spreading your toes wide. Spreading your toes wide. So again, your inner heel, where your heel meets your ankle, is lifting up towards the ceiling. You're pressing through the mound of your big toe and extending through all 10 toe tips, extending wide, pretending that your toes are literally growing longer. And you start to see the tendons on the top of the foot begin to develop. And again, hold on so you have balance. But look at your feet, dissect your feet. Right now, we're on our left foot, our standing leg. There should be 5 tendons, one for each connecting toe. Okay, and some of us have 2 of them developed, 3 of them developed. Most of us do not have all 5 developed, but that's what we're looking for. So the tendons on the top of the foot that connect to each of the toes. And if we can't find all of them, it just means we need to work on extending through each of the toes. So extend through the big toe, the second toe, the third, the fourth, the pinky toe. Okay, good. And do you feel that translation that happens from working on the intelligence of your feet? It translates into the Achilles, right? That has to be toned. It translates into the arch, the toning of the foot. It translates into the calf, the shin bone. So many people get shin splints from running, right? We actually just need to work on our feet. It translates to the knee joint, the hip joint, the pelvis, the spine, all the way up. And again, it's through the intelligence, awareness of the feet. And your feet are going to get fatigued. I'm holding on because we're really working on that foot intelligence. You can take your hands off, your palms can be together if you want. Okay, so work wherever you're at. If you're working on your balance, find a point on the floor in front of you, something that is not moving. So this isn't one where you want to be looking at the screen. You want to look at the floor at a point that's not moving. As soon as you look at someone that is moving, it will throw your balance off. Okay, and then have that wall or that support or that chair for you. But if you're working on the balancing point, do you feel those stabilizing muscles coming into play in your ankle? So your body, it's really important to work on this. This is developing those fast twitch muscles, which help us with our jumping, help us with our pivots, help us with our footwork, our knee coordination, our ankle strength. And so the ankle, it's balancing, 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 right? Continually trying to find its balance. And that's coordinating through your feet and through your joints. So you're strengthening your joints. You're also this balancing work. It gets into the tissues, into the fascia. If there's scar tissue, it starts bringing mobility back in there. And the foot does start to get fatigued, which is good. We want this. So balancing, it's not only important for our structure, for our knees, for our feet, for our core. We're actually working on the whole mobility of the spine with those micro adjustments. It's not only important for the structure, it's important for our brain. It's important for our neuroplasticity. Okay, so soften the jaw, soften the skin. Do you know that your skin and your nervous system are developed at the same time as an embryo, as a baby? So your skin, if you have the balance, you can translate, use your hand like a soft paintbrush across your skin. Your skin literally communicates to your nervous system in real time. So that's why we work on balance, softening the skin. Okay. And then that's yin and yang. That's why we also work on using the density of the body, which is the bones, the tissue, the muscles, firing and strengthening that. So I'm holding us a long time in this. Always can grab onto a wall, but these long timings is where the change actually happens in the brain and the body. So we do want to work just beyond our comfort zone. So the bone action, the muscle action is the front of the thigh reaching to the back of the room. Front of the thigh, the bone reaching to the back of the thigh, the wall behind you. And now you start getting into the hip structure, okay? Take a deep breath, keep focusing on something that isn't moving. Keep opening the back of the thigh. And just so we're clear, you can always hold on. This right knee, it's not directly out to the side, it's in front a little bit. And then release. And then just come to neutral so that your brain, your nervous system, your body can adjust. Your pelvis is readjusting, the sacrum's readjusting. Don't shake it out, but just feel the difference between the left hip and the right hip. The length of the right leg, the length of the left leg, which translates to the length of the spine. And then let's start working on the coordination of the right leg. So draw your foot up. Use your hand. And again, the foot, the heel is coming in front of the groin to release, push the groin back behind you towards the wall behind you. So again, outer hip, rolling towards the front thigh rolling towards the inner thigh rolling towards the back thigh. Because what are we doing? We're getting back to our biological blueprint, that living architecture that all living forms have, that we just lose that articulation with, that connection with. We're just restoring that natural blueprint through the cues. Outer hip rolling to the front thigh rolling to the inner thigh rolling to the back thigh, open the back thigh. And then if you're working on your balance, focus on a point on the floor in front of you that's not moving. Feel that coordination, that articulation, that shaking. So that ankle, it's working on stabilizing. So what are really common injuries? Achilles injuries, right? Somebody getting back into activity after they've been out for a little bit. Oftentimes the Achilles is what, that's a hard one to heal up, right? It takes a lot of time. So we want to protect the Achilles tendon, support the Achilles tendon. This balancing is again freeing up that stability and freeing up that plasticity in your tissues. And then again, of course, that shaking, that balancing, it's not isolated in the ankle, it's communicating to your calves, your shins, the way the muscle adheres to the bone, your knee joints, your hip joint, all the way through the spine. So let's really access the spine through the leg. So extend that right leg through the floor as though you're a root, a tree root growing through the floor. And just notice the more that you press down through the floor, the more lengthening that comes in the front body, the more lengthening that comes in the spine. Woo! Now we're getting into the SI joints, the sacrum joints, through that length, through that extension. And yes, there should be some aching, grueling, burning, never sharp pain, but discomfort. And that's where we want to bring a smooth breath, that softening of the skin, which is a softening of the nervous system, the softening of the brain. And we're learning how to be calm in that eye of the storm, calm in that discomfort so we can face it, right? So rather than running away from our discomforts, which is a common tendency, we're learning to calmly face it and move through it to the other side. And I promise if we can move through it, move through that discomfort, that turbulence on the other side, basically what we're coming up against is our own internal ceiling. And we're moving beyond that. And on the other side of that is deeper peace, deeper expansion. Exhale, softness in the nervous system. Now you can imagine it in so many ways. It's like going from a small claustrophobic box onto a wide open landscape, an expanse, looking at the horizon, looking at the ocean, right? Where there's that expanse. And what happens, anyone, right? Go back to a time where you've watched the sun set on a landscape. It's like an exhale in the body. It's an expanse. It's an aliveness, right? Doesn't it feel beautiful? So that's what you're getting to on the other side of that discomfort. Okay, come down, back to neutral. Did we stabilize some of the SI joints, the sacrum? Just feel the difference in your own body. Is the body just starting to flow more like a river with that circulation, that connection, that communication? Okay, let's go back to the left side. We got to do this multiple times. So standing on your left leg, using the wall or a chair for support, bringing that heel up as high as you can. Front of the thigh reaching to the back of the thigh, inner groin reaching to the back thigh opening. It's a true opening in the back thigh. Open. Release the inner groin towards the back of the thigh. Open the back of the thigh. Outer hip rolls towards the front of the thigh. And that's a continuous action, meaning it doesn't stop. It's continuous. It's an internal action. Again, if you're choosing to work on your balance, look at something that is not moving. Use your breath, smooth the breath. Smooth, soft inhalation through the nose. Smooth, soft exhalation through the nose. Soft jaw. Release the side temples, open wide like horse's eyes. Soften the brain. Soften the brain. Soften the center brow. Have that one pointed focus, which also helps to focus the brain, calm the brain. And then you have that inner coordination from your ankle to your knee, to your hip, to your sacrum, to your spine, to your neck, to your shoulders, to your skull. Okay. Now let's work on the leg to access the spine. So draw the left leg through the floor like a tree root, lengthening, reaching through the floor. Do you feel how much more space your lower back gets when you find that length of your leg? Woo. Okay, so we have the softening points, the feminine points. Well, the brain softening like a rose petal, the skin softening like a rose petal. And now we have our masculine points, our strengthening points. Engage the muscle to the bone. Front of the thighs reaching to the back of the room. Jaw softens. So that's kind of that beautiful paradox that is life. How do you maintain softness and strength, which seem opposing, but they actually belong together? Good. Okay, now tailbone reaching down to the floor. Front or the back of the sacrum is reaching to the front of the room. The back of the pelvis is reaching to the front of the room. The leg is lengthening, growing roots. Think of a dandelion. Have you ever popped a dandelion out? That long root. Your leg literally looks like it. One long root tuber. And then we talked about coming to that edge of that discomfort, that place where you want to leave the pose, leave the discomfort, and then you smooth the breath, calm the breath, know that you're safe, know that you are okay. Find that inner strength, that inner lengthening. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We do not. We oftentimes don't trust ourselves enough to. But when you get into the true nature of your spine, so lengthen through your leg to lengthen through your spine, reach out the top center of your head, draw the tailbone straight down. Oh, goodness. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Find spaciousness, length in your thoracic spine behind your heart. Okay, the true nature of the spine is coordination, is coherence. It's a trust in life, it's a trust in yourself, it's a trust in nature. It's a deep support system, deeply, deeply supported. So what we're doing in our practice is we're just getting back to that true nature, that true support that exists inside of us, so that when you find that discomfort in the body or in life, you can come back to that still point, that resilience. It's like I don't know the right word for it. It's like a quiet confidence plus humility. It's like bird song. Don't you just love listening to birds? They're just so, seems so joyful. Woo! And birds are singing. When birds are singing, it means that there's no, that the environment is safe, right? So the bird stops singing when there's something happening in the environment. So it really is like that root song, that stability. Good. Release. Back to neutral, toes facing forward. One of the things that my grandma taught me when I was little and I never forgot, I was probably 5, and it was such a great gift. My goodness. And it's completely in alignment with what the principles that we're working on today. And she just was watching my walk, right? So she was saying, are your toes forward? Are your toes out? Are your toes in? Just when you're walking, right? So we were walking together, Grandma and I. We were going to go feed the ducks at the park, right? The breadcrumbs. And she just took that extra time, that extra second with me to make sure that when I walked, my heel and my toe were aligned. Okay, so that's basically what we're working on. So next time after this class, notice when you're walking and just work simply on the alignment, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. So if our toes out, that impacts the hips, the pelvis, the spine. If our toes are in, it impacts the knee joint, everything else. So second side, draw that left leg up. Draw the foot in front of the groin. Groin releasing back. That consistent action, that consistent entwining. Outer hip to the front thigh. Inner groin releasing towards the back thigh. And now lengthen through your leg. Remember, it's like that dandelion root, reaching down to the depths of the soil. Do you know that dandelions are actually good for your yard? They bring the nutrients, the minerals from down deep, bring it up to the surface for all the other plants to restore the ecosystem, to restore the biodiversity. Again, that's nature's intelligence. Everything in nature works as an ecosystem, works collaboratively. The dandelion doesn't just solely work for its own benefit. It works for the benefit of every single other thing around it. And so it's the natural order, succession of nature. So what we call weeds in our modern world, they fulfill their purpose. They're the first organizing species to restore soil that has been disrupted, restore soil that has lost its nutrients, that has lost its oxygen or permeability. It digs these deep roots down. So dig your leg down, your deep roots down. It brings the minerals, the nutrition up. Your leg is doing that. The deep root, it extends down. It brings the circulation, the space, the nutrients to your whole spine. And then once the dandelion or the other weeds from that localized area, once they restore the nutrients to the topsoil, then other plants are able to grow. So then the next generation of plants comes in, and that does the restoration work, which makes it so the next generation of plants can come in. And then you eventually not only have the plants, then you have the bushes, and then you have the trees, right? So that is literally the ecosystem work, the entire environment working together to create the next generation of species and more biodiversity. Not cool. Okay. Feet back down. Your body is the same. Your body is an ecosystem. Every single thing is in coordination and communication. There is no separation in your body. It doesn't exist. Reach through your toe tips. So I know we get trained to think of things as separate. We get trained to specialize in like one organ, right? But nothing in nature works that way. Okay, Ashley, grab your mat, grab a non-slippery surface, grab the floor. Use your hands. Remember, we're going to work with the ecosystem of the body. So reaching through your fingertips, bringing intelligence back to your fingertips. That's like the branches of a tree where the flower buds, or the leaves bud. Extend through your fingertips. Extend through your fingertips. You have to retrain it, right? Extend through your fingertips. Okay. Where your palm meets your wrist, lift up towards the ceiling. Where your palm meets your wrist, lift up towards the ceiling. Fingers wide, all 10 fingers wide. Again, this is where the art comes in. You get to be an artist. So just look at the symmetry of your hands. Are they equally spaced? Right? And that space is giving us information, because so many people, they can extend through one area, but not another area. You want full extension. So you just are rewiring the brain, the neuroplasticity to communicate to your fingers. And it sounds, maybe it sounds like a small thing, maybe it sounds like a big thing. But when you rewire that neuroplasticity, your brain has new options, new routes to go, right? Because the whole idea is the brain gets stuck in ruts of the same circuitry, the same patterns. This is a literal pattern disruption, helping your brain to find new pathways, new neural pathways. And what the actual literal translation in life is that you don't get stuck in the same areas. You see creative solutions to problems. That's what changing the neuroplasticity looks like through working with your hands. So extend through those fingertips. Inner wrist, or yeah, where the wrist meets the palm is lifting towards the ceiling. Lift, 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 lift. Okay, we can work on our neck through this. Now your knees are right underneath your hips. Knees under your hips. Knees under your hips. Hands are under your shoulders. Shoulder width apart. Now press through your hands. Reach through your hands. Press down. Good. You're on your toe tips. Press through the mounds of your big toes. The mounds of your big toes. Now we're getting an external rotation of your arms, which is going to work with the coordination of your shoulders. So your inside arm is rolling out towards your top arm, rolling out towards your outer arm. Outer arm rolling towards the back arm. Okay? And again, that's a consistent action. And you literally are going to have to grab and move the muscle tissue to train your awareness, to train your understanding of what that actually means. So do it with both hands. Inner arm rolling towards the outer arm. Outer arm rolling towards the back of the arm. Back of the arm rolling towards the inner arm. Okay, so infinite action of that rolling. Now your scapula is your shoulder blade. And imagine the very southern tip of your shoulder blade. The very southern tip of your shoulder blade, the part that's the closest to the pelvis. Draw that southern tip straight down into the earth. Straight down into your palms. The southern tip of your scapula straight into your palms. Notice the spaciousness in your back and your neck. And again, equal pressure in your knees, right knee, right hand, left hand. External rotation of your arms. Go, 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 go. Southern tips of your scapulas reaching to the floor. Reach, reach, reach. Lengthen the back of the neck. Extend through the top of the head. Your face is parallel with the floor. And again, this is just one of those moments where you're going to have to work those internal actions and hold it till you get to that point of discomfort, which is when change is happening. And soften and extend through it. Soften the jaw. Soften the eyeballs. Soften the forehead. Your arms have equal pressure reaching through the floor. External rotation of your arms, which will give you the length in your neck that you're searching for. And those southern tips of your scapulas, your shoulder blade is reaching to the floor. Now lengthen through your side waist, bring spaciousness. and reach your lower back rib cage towards the ceiling. And then lengthen through the entire spine. So wrists reaching up towards the ceiling. Center wrist where it meets the palm, reaching towards the ceiling. External rotation of the arms. Continue, 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 continue. Southern tips of the scapulas reaching to the earth. Lower ribs reaching towards the ceiling. Lower ribs reaching towards the ceiling. And the spine will begin to get spaciousness. You have to train that spaciousness in your spine, which actually trains less reactivity, more spaciousness in your nervous system. It really takes work, you guys. Train that spaciousness in your spine. Equal pressure in the hands. Center wrist reaching to the ceiling. Lengthening through the top of the head. Releasing the jaw soft. You're developing the muscular structure of your spine. Creating balance on that right and left side. So that your spine can be balanced. And if you get that spine balanced, you get that clear communication to the rest of your body. Exhale, release. So knees wide, reach your arms forward. If you have glasses, you'll have to remove them. We want the center forehead pressing on the floor. So still extend through the mounds of the fingers, press all fingers wide, still get that external rotation, so your inner arm rolling towards your outer arm. Release the forehead to the floor. Now, how do you adjust your neck from the inside out? How do you adjust your brain from the inside out so it's balanced? Find that center point right at your center brow. And get the pressure at that center point. Now your inner shoulder, where your shoulder meets your neck, is reaching down the back body towards the pelvis. Press into your palms to find space in your spine. So you're re-coordinating your relationship with your hands, which is changing your relationship to your wrists, which is changing your relationship to your shoulders, which is changing your relationship to your neck. So take that full extension and then reach through your toe tips. Release your glutes towards the floor. So it is a full body symphony, a full body coordination. How much of your body can you bring into this present moment? And again, if you have aching and grueling anywhere in your body, it could be in your left wrist, right? It could be in your right ankle. Use that as information. So just work the points of the hands, work the points of the feet to help restore that intelligence, that alignment back to wherever your body is seeking it, whether it's your left wrist or your right shoulder blade or your left knee. Again, press through the pads of your fingers. Center forehead aligned with center chin, aligned with center chest. External rotation of your arms, reach through your fingertips. Now just notice which mound of your finger is not pressing. So where your finger meets the palm of your hand, it's a pause. Which mound is not pressing? Is it the mound of the pointer finger? Is it the mound of the ring finger? Just observe and see if you can bring that pressure, that contact to those mounds that are not making contact. Press through the mounds, inner shoulders reaching down and back. Engage the muscle to the bones in your arms and soften the brain. And just play a game. How many of those points can you articulate at once? The softening points and the extension points. Good. Beautiful. Exhale, release. So again, we gotta hold those long timings just to start to restore that communication. Just to start to let those imbalances unwind, release, strengthen in new ways. Okay, so next we're gonna keep those palms. Remember, there's so much intelligence in the hands. So palms wide, we're gonna come down, laying on our chest, and you want your thumbs in alignment with the nipple line. Okay, toes are curled under, elbows are reaching towards your heels, glutes are chasing towards your heels. Front of your thigh is reaching towards the back of the thigh. So we're in that paradox. Can you engage the thighs so that they're straighter? Engage the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. So you're using your legs to their fullest potential in this moment. Squeezing, contracting the muscle to the bone. And then can you soften the brain, soften the skin, soften the throat. But don't lose that strength. Don't lose that strength. They coexist. They support each other. So your inner shoulder, where your shoulder meets your neck, is rolling down your back. Your elbows are reaching towards your heels. Your glutes are reaching towards your heels. The front of your thighs reaching towards the ceiling. And then you're looking upwards. Look upwards. Roll the shoulder down and back. Engage the legs. Go ahead and get the two big toes touching if you can. Now we really want to work on the area around the heart, the thoracic spine. So your armpit chest, your literal armpit chest is lifting towards the tops of your shoulders, and the tops of your shoulders are rolling down the back body. Whew, this is where you can meet that aching, grueling discomfort quickly. This is an area where so many people, most people, protect ourselves, most of us, around the heart, around the back of the heart. So we want to clean up this area so it's crystal clear, right? Go ahead and relax off. And so when we're getting that feedback, again, that internal discomfort, it's just revealing what is already there. It's revealing discomfort, pain that is already there. So what we're doing is we're cleaning up the tissues, the spinal channel, the clarity in the body. So I just want to pause here for a second because the body psychology is so amazing. So there's human wounds, right? Universal human wounds. And that's why when something that touches that wound, we feel it, right? It usually comes with a response. And so what we're working with is we're touching those points through the body, through the nervous system, through the spine. And we're working through them. That's why you want to bring that breath, that grace, that tenderness, that love, that gratitude. So go back to the tips of your toes, heels together, toes together. Tailbone descending towards the heels. It is strong work, and it's going to translate to a strength in your mid back. So thumbs aligned with your nipple line, palms of your hands extended, reaching through those mounds. Your armpit chest is lifting towards the top shoulders rolling down the back. Now equal pressure into your toe tips. Press the right foot and the left foot. That is so much work alone. Soften your throat. And now really work that spinal channel. So lift the heart, open the heart. Your center chest is reaching towards your center chin. And then soften the forehead, soften the gaze, while the spine is active and charged and working. Soften the jaw. Oh, good work. Keep going. Smooth breath. So we're building that inner resilience, facing any of that discomfort that might show up in the body. Bring intelligence there, awareness there, extending through it, working through it, bringing more spaciousness to the spine. Armpit chest lifting, inner shoulders rolling down and back, glutes chasing towards your heels. Press into your toes to engage your thighs and relax. Palms can face up towards the ceiling. Really relax, let go. Head can turn either direction. Good job. Release, soften. You're restoring circulation to so many parts of the spine, so much of the rib cage. Okay, so again, go on your toe tips, big toes touching, thumbs aligned with the nipple line. Press into your toe tips to engage the legs. Release the elbows towards the heels, glutes towards the heels, heels reaching towards that wall that is behind you. And then center heart lifting, center heart lifting, center heart lifting, center heart lifting. And your shoulders rolling down the back. And your shoulders rolling down the back. It really does take a lot of strength, like internal courage, internal willpower, internal strength. Lift, lift, lift. Lengthen out the top center of the head, reach through the heels, and release. Palms up towards the ceiling. Okay, so we're warming up the different regions of the spine. Next, toe tips are pointing away from you, pointing away from the head, reaching towards that wall. Okay, so it's in the extension through the toe tips, the point of the toe tips. Reach towards that back wall with your toe tips. Reach, 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 reach. And then start to lift the chest up a little bit more. Open the armpit chest. Roll, 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 roll. Tailbone reaching towards your toe tips. Extend, lengthen, release. Good. Let go. Now, if you're able to, we will go for the full extension. Only if it feels good. You can watch me first. Palms pressing, toe tips extended, heart lifting. Again, we're getting that external rotation of our shoulders, of our arms. Making spaciousness. This should not go to your low back. You should extend through your low back, through the tailbone, to your toe tips. And then extend through the back of the heart, to the top of the head. Open the throat. Really supporting that thoracic spine, that thyroid, that parathyroid. Chin is reaching up towards the ceiling. But we're not just collapsed in our spine. We're working through our toe tips. We're pressing through our hands. We're finding that full extension through the whole spine. Smooth breathing, heart opening. Soften the center brow. Exhale, release. Tabletop. Hands under the shoulders. Good work. Just allow your body to integrate. You're neutral. But notice if restoring some of that circulation to the spine, the right side, the left side, the entire spine. Notice how that circulation impacts the brain, the nervous system. And again, get that external rotation of your arms. Good, and come out. And do a quick time check. Good job. Oh, yeah. We got a couple of minutes, but we did all of that prep to get into this next one, so we'll keep it brief. Don't worry, 30 seconds can feel like an hour sometimes. Heels aligned with your feet, which is good. Slowing down time. Palms facing up. You're already rolling the tops of the shoulders down the back. The top of the shoulder is rolling down the back. Huge chest opening. Remember, that's a continuous action. Top shoulder rolling down the back. Armpit chest lifting. So the lower armpit chest is rolling towards the top shoulder. The top shoulder is rolling down the back. Palms facing up. Extend through all 10 fingertips. See if you can get all 10 fingers on the floor. Equal pressure in your wrists. And then you're just going to put equal pressure into your feet to gently lift your pelvis off the ground. Keep your chin in alignment with your center heart in alignment with your chin. And we're pressing into our feet. Make sure that your feet are parallel to each other. Remember what my grandma said. Toes aren't pointed out or in. Parallel. Press the mounds of the big toes. Press the inner heels. Soften the throat. Soften the center brow. Extend through those fingertips. Really get that external rotation in your arms. And then the more pressure you put into the feet, the more that you can lift your pelvis to the ceiling. And this is going to strengthen and tone the knee joints, the joints of the spine. So press through the mounds of the big toes, the inner heels. Soften the throat, soften the center brow. Reach the sacrum, which is the back of the pelvis, to the ceiling. Armpit chest is still opening. And remember, it's an arch, it's a bow through the entire spine, not one region of the spine. So your spine is in a bridge. How can you work through the entire spine to get it more like a bridge, like a rainbow? And then we're going to draw the knees towards each other. Release the tailbone towards the knees, towards the toes. So the armpit chest is rolling open. Top shoulders are rolling down the back. You're moving at sloth speed, rolling the tailbone away from the head. And you're moving so slow because you're restoring that intelligence. Anywhere that you want to speed through, that's where you got to slow down. Slowly, 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 slowly. Knees come together. You're hovering an inch, 2 inches away from the floor. And once the sacrum touches the floor, the knees come together. And then soften, relax, release. Just feel that in your brain, feel that in your nervous system. Soften the skin. We're going to do another round so the body can really learn. So press through the mounds of the big toes. Spread all 10 toes wide. Reach through your inner heel. Press through your feet to lift the pelvis off the floor. Again, work slow. Slowly lifting the pelvis. Equal pressure in the feet. Again, you're rolling, walking onto the very tops of your shoulders. Now center chin aligned with center heart. Center navel, center spine. Equal pressure in those feet. Fingertips extended. Throat soft. Press your feet to release your sacrum towards the ceiling. Sacrum towards the ceiling. And then extending that arch, that bow, that bridge through the entire spine, not through one region, the entire spine. Tailbone reaching away from your head. Press your feet to get more extension. And then we're going to work slowly downwards. And I mean slow. So the armpit chest stays open, the top shoulder roll towards the back of the neck. The glutes reach towards the heels. The glutes reach towards the heels. The glutes reach towards the heels. Armpit chest opening. We're just hovering here. Hover. External rotation of the arms. Rolling the top shoulders down and back. Releasing the glutes towards the heels. Releasing the glutes towards the heels. The knees slowly come together. Hovering a millimeter above the ground. And then as the sacrum touches the ground, the knees come together. The heart stays open. All of that work, all of that prep to get this heart opening. Soften the forehead, soften the throat, soften the body. Close the eyes. Release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Now we let the integration happen. Soften the muscle. Soften the tissue. Soften the organs. Soften the brain. Soften the throat. Good. And now still work on that internal lift. So your center of sternum reaching towards your chin. Armpit, chest rolling towards the top shoulders rolling towards the back body. Your chest is like a wheel opening. Reach to the fingertips. Exhale, roll over to your right side to come on up, come to seated. Okay, so just center pelvis, center sit bones reaching down, palms facing up. Again, the face is soft, the brain is soft. Armpit chest lifting, top shoulder rolling down and back. Reaching through the fingertips. Now, just an internal gauge. What would it feel like to go through life with your heart this open? What would it feel like? Right? When the heart is open, there's no reason to protect. It already has its strength, its courage. So we'll keep working on this, right? This is level 1, phase 1. And then we get to phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 of the heart opening. But now that you did all that work, all there is right now is just to be with it and see if you can maintain it for as much of the day as possible. Keep that lift. Keep the armpit chest open. Keep the center heart opening. Right? And it took a lot of strengthening of the spine to get here. Good work. Thank you. Okay, so I took us a little over again. Sorry about that. We were so deep, I had to.
Look, it was worth all the grueling pain, but not sharp. It certainly was worth it. Oh man. And I just want to celebrate myself for focusing on my breath work, because my breath work really is the music for my practice. Because and then focusing on what you're saying, and a lot, are you just trying to distract us from the pain, a lot of that stuff you're saying?
It's a
Well,
way
it works.
through.
It works because I'm like, wow, all I'm waiting for you to say is, okay, it's time to come out. But then I'm listening to everything, and I gotta listen to everything, and to get to it's time to come out. So I thank you. I thank you for your words. You're a master at it. Thank you, and thank you, Melanie, because without you, I wouldn't keep going. I have to look at you and say, okay, she's doing it, so I can do it.
Yes,
Thank you, Melody.
beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yes. And we will pick up right back here, right where we left off. Good, good work.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Y'all
Love
have a
you
blessed day.
all.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Mwah. Love you. Bye bye.